The rest of the books in the series are not on Libby. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Hi, hello, how are you? How has your week been? So I imagine this is gonna be a pretty short video because in January I finished a total of 6 books, which is not very many for me. I generally kind of finish like 2 books a week, and I only read 6 this month, which is not very many for me personally. And like 2 of these, I didn't even read most of them during this month. So let's just get into the books that I read in January. The first book that I finished in January was the Asheville Christmas Gift, which is the second book in the Carolina Christmas Cabin series by Holloway and Cecilia Scott. So this one I did talk about it before, but it is super cutie. Like, it's got a very Hallmarky feel, and it follows 3 triplet sisters that are just all in very different stages of their lives. I mentioned this in the video that I made about it, a little bit more in depth, but I really admire how, despite the fact that they are like triplets, they share the exact same DNA. They are in very different stages of their life, because I am at a time in my life where I am surrounded by so many people that are in different stages, and sometimes I can just tend to feel a little bit behind. But I think it was good for me to read this book because it was really encouraging that, like, you're not behind, you're just in a different stage. I rated that book at 4 stars. Then the next book that I finished was The Graham Effect, which is the first book in the Campus Diaries series of the Briar universe by Elle Kennedy. And I adored this book. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I will say it does not have a 3rd act breakup, which most like romance rom-coms do. So I really enjoyed that about this book, that it didn't have that. It was just very refreshing to read. I rated that at 5 stars. Then I finished Cascade, which is the second book in the River and Time series by Tawn Bergren. This series is just a 5-star series. It was recommended to me by my friend Kay. I read the first one in my Reading My Best Friend's 5-star books video. I read the first 2 so fast. Unfortunately, the rest of the books in the series are not on Libby, which is really sad, but I 100% will be finishing the series. It is so good, and it feels so nostalgic, despite the fact that I had never read it, but it gives very much like Magic Tree House, like Liberty Kids vibes, you know? Then the next book that I read was Beyond the Wand, which is Tom Felton's memoir. And I didn't give this one a rating because it's not a story. It's not written for entertainment. It is somebody's like actual real life experiences. Some of them might be entertaining, but that's not the point of them. They're to teach you. And so I'm not going to rate it based off of my own perceived entertainment value of the book. But I really enjoyed reading it. This was like the first memoir that I finished. And I thought he had a very unique way of structuring the story, and I really liked how he picked out certain prominent characters like from his Harry Potter days and like gave them their own dedicated space to like talk about how those people taught him in real life, in addition to like how they guided his career. Has encouraged me to read more memoirs. Then the next book I read was Argylle by Elly Conway. Do I recommend this book? No, because it was just like any other spy story you've ever read. There were 2 things that I admired in this book though. 1, no spicy scenes. Didn't have to worry about that. 2, there was significantly less swearing in this book, which I found interesting because I feel like these characters would be more prone to swearing rather than like in a rom-com. Like, there was more swearing in The Graham Effect than there was in this book. Then the last book that I finished this month was Caraval. I'm not going to say too much about this book, but I really enjoyed reading this book. At the beginning, Scarlett kind of irritated me a lot, but then she kind of grew on me and she had some character development, and then I was really enjoying like the last like 100 pages. And I rated this a 4.25 stars. So those were the books I read in January. Not very interesting. Not very many of them. I don't know. The same thing, not the same thing happened last year, but I was also in a book slump in January of last year. Now that one was more of a book hangover because at the end of 2022 I finished the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy and then immediately tried to go into reading another like murder mystery, which did not give me the same feelings as a Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I think that one was like self-inflicted, that I like put myself in a book hangover and then didn't choose to switch genres, which was not the smartest thing to do. But this one, I'm really not sure why I was in such a book slump. Hopefully I'm getting out of it. I hope to read more books in February. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you are feeling up to it. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.